Hi, hello, and welcome back everyone. Or, just welcome I suppose, it is a new game after all. I still don't really know how to do a YouTube intro and I don't think I'm going to learn for a very long time. Anyway, welcome to Inscryption. This is apparently and I quote, a psychological horror escape room roguelike deck builder. Now, if you're like me, you have no idea how those elements are supposed to fit together in a game at all, because they are very fundamentally very different genres, but I don't know. I do have a confession to make. I'm just pouring myself some tea right now. I do hope that doesn't come through too loudly. This game has been sitting dormant in my Steam library for roughly, I believe it's been a year and a half. Oh my god. And this has been gifted to me by a very close friend of mine who happens to be a viewer of the channel. I'm very sorry it's taken me this long to play this game, but consider it karmic retribution for my gifted games to you. Anyhow, I've taken a look through the intro, and I've taken a look through settings because I want to set everything up. This game is apparently published by Devolver Digital, which is perhaps one of my favorite publishing companies because they've published...
Okay, time to figure out what's on this thing.
Anyhow, they published games such as Escape the Gungeon, as well as Reigns, and a couple others that I really enjoyed. While looking through settings, I did notice that the new game option is completely grayed out, and it doesn't appear I can select it. Now, as far as I remember, I don't actually ever remember downloading and playing this, but I could be mistaken as far as I know, but I genuinely do not remember doing this, so I think it is I think this is an intentional choice by the game designer. Anyhow, let's just get into it. Oh, hello there. Another challenger. It has been ages. Perhaps you have forgotten how this game is played. Allow me to remind you. Play the squirrel card. You are oh. Okay. Now play your stoat. Oh, I have to use... Okay. Stoats cost 1 blood. Sacrifices must be made. An honorable death. Play the stoat. Do I have to use... No, yeah, I can scroll. Wolves require 2 sacrifices. Oh. Ring the bell to end your turn and commence combat. I missed some dialogue, but I don't read that fast. Your stoat stands unopposed. The number on the bottom left is its attack power, 1. Your stoat dealt me 1 damage. I added it to the scale. You win if you tip my scale side all the way down. Like this. Your eyes are swirling when you're talking. My turn. Your stoat stands in the way of my Is it stoat or stout? I think it's stoat, because stout represents, rotundness. My coyote dealt 2 damage to your stoat. That means your stoat's health is 2 less. If a creature's health reaches 0, it dies. It's your turn again. You may draw from your deck, or you may draw a squirrel. How reckless of you. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can play anything. Okay, does... Because you're learning, I'll pass. Okay, so it's similar to like Hearthstone, like minion mechanics. It's been a long time since I played Hearthstone. Oh my god. You've drawn all the creatures from your deck. A squirrel is your only choice. Okay, so if I do this and then I assume I can do this. Wait, okay, fear not, the beast is sacrificed, but not removed from your deck. Its suffering was real, but you'll see it again. Like I think the card made noise? Huh. Okay, so like card sentient? I'll have to go back and look at that. 3 damage dealt, 3 weights on the scale. Pass, okay. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 health? Or 6? You've won this match. They won't all be so easy. Let me recall your story. Oh yes. So are you like my narrator? You were lost deep in the forest. A single path revealed itself. Okay. Two denizens of the forest approach you attentively. The caustic adder, damage from its poison bite, is always lethal. The undying cat, sacrificing the poor beast does not kill it. Only one may grace your paltry deck. Alright. I do like cats, I'm quite a low energy person, so I feel like they fit me more than dogs. Another creature joins your caravan. Then again, snakes do just kinda sunbathe all day, don't they? Some of the creatures of the forest seemed willing to follow you. Okay. So you're kinda like a DM, huh? You came across an abandoned shack. You found a squirrel in the bottle, break in case of emergency. And have a second. Another useful implement, I'll allow you to tip the scales with it. 3 is as much as you can carry. The music's already going for, you were ambushed while crossing some rough terrain. It's already got like a dark ambiance to it. It is quite late at night. Oh, while I was sleeping, it was the right play, I get it. Maybe you'll help me. Take your turn, play along for now. You may now see my moves ahead of time. Oh, okay, and then... how do I... Wolf Cub? So it's a 1-1 and then it has like a... Behold the rulebook. Fledgling. A card bearing the sigil will grow into more powerful form after 1 turn on board. Oh, these are like, little special effects. Okay, Appendix X11, subsection V1, abilities 5. Okay, this is quite a thick book. Need I remind you, your items may... just chill out, man. I'm just reading. Your items may help and do... Oh. Oh, okay. Wait, can I... When a card bearing this signal is sacrificed, it does not perish. So if I do... this... You have a cost to 1, and then if I do you also... Oh, okay, that's a ramp card. Okay, here we go. That makes sense. Mind the ambitious wolf cub, it ages swiftly. What's this one? Airborne. A card bearing the sigil will strike an opponent directly, even if there's a creature opposing it. Oh, does that also hit my... Wait, does that hit both my face or my creature, or just my face? I mean, I guess we'll find out. Can I do this? You're 2, right? The river snapper demands 2 sacrifices. Huh. Oh wait, can I just sacrifice the boulder? The airborne bat flies over creatures to attack directly. Ha, my blat flew right over your stout. Okay. Can I... No, you can't draw blood from a boulder. I mean, that makes sense. Okay. I'm liking the guitar going on in the background. Okay. Okay, it's fairly simple, I understand. It's not too complicated. Actually, can I replace you? Is this... You should be dead, right? Okay. You prevailed and trekked onwards past the now bloody terrain. And then... Oh, another card selection. The young wolf cub. It grows into a wolf after a single turn. The meek sparrow, an inexpensive if feeble flying creature. Huh. I mean, flying... If we only have 5 health, dealing 1 damage is like quite a bit, huh? Then again, you don't get board control because you can't really attack the opposing creature? Okay, I'll just take the wolf cub. Then what's this? You stumbled into some strange stones in the mist. You were compelled to choose a worthy sacrifice, one that will be lost forever. Okay, wait. And a card bearing the sigil sacrifice. Okay, so is this like an event where you're supposed to lose a creature? But you shouldn't. You looked upon your menagerie and selected a healthy host. Pick me. Sure. Stout? What an honor. Okay, this is like combine them. A ghastly spectacle, but the soul of the cat now lives in the stout. I thought the cat would live, okay. Huh. Behold my totem, it inscribes my canine cards with the airborne sigil. Okay. So this is like intent, I get it, and then... Wait, does that mean you'll attack me? Does that mean after I end my turn you play these and immediately attack me, or is there like a wait period? Oh wait, no. You don't really... You can't attack... Have you forgotten the items I gave you? I mean, yeah, sure, okay, how do I use this? Oh, it just gives you a squirrel. So if I put a wolf down in front of this coyote, it shouldn't die, or it shouldn't get hit, right? Because it's flying? My totem has granted my coyote the power of flight. Huh. Okay, so these totems are like mini... They give mini special effects, and then... I assume I can hit them. Unless you need a... No, I hit the previous one, right? And then... I think that's lethal. Oh, that absolutely is. Okay. Impressive, you may yet survive this ordeal. Knock on wood. Sure, bud. Do I want to give you a voice? Do you have a name? I don't think I could, like... A sparrow? The ordinary porcupine, sharp quills await those who dare attack it. Once a card bearing the sigil is struck, the striker is dealt a single damage point. Okay. And then, when a card bearing the sigil damages another creature, that creature perishes. I mean, that seems pretty good. So I can just insta-kill anything? We've seen this one, right? Oh, you know what this is kind of giving me heavy vibes of now that I think about it? If you've ever played Slay the Spire, another roguelike deck builder, this is kind of like... It's very similar. You even have like consumables that have the same amount of potion slots. Okay, that's cool. I would highly recommend giving that game a go if you're into roguelike. Okay, are you like a resting point? You came across a small group of survivors. Faces shrunken from starvation, they huddled around the campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. Come, warm one of your creatures by the fire, one said. Warm it by the fire, that will enhance its power, said another. You noticed one of the survivors wiping drool from their mouth. Huh. So is this card removal? I mean, I don't want to get rid of you, you're talking, right? I mean, sure, turtle. You can have the turtle. The fire warmed the poor river snapper, enhancing its power. When the survivors reached towards it, another gnashed its teeth. Or of their teeth. Without a word, you pulled a river snapper away from the fire and left. Oh, so that's just a buff, okay. Oh, no introduction this time? Okay. Oh, that's a big lad. Okay, Oh. A card bearing the sigil will block an opposing creature bearing the airborne sigil, except there's like a whiteout. Okay, so this tree will block this bird, and then... How do I deal with the bear? Oh, I do have this thing, but I don't have enough... Wait, no, if I use a squirrel right now, and then I put out the... snake, it doesn't... It only... What was this? When a card bearing the sigil damages another creature, okay, it has to damage, so I don't think if I leave the snake out in front of the bear, it'll just die, right? Okay, for now I'll just put down the wolf cub, I guess. Oh. You are lacking... Oops, can't read. Oh, that gets more complicated. How do I deal with this? Okay, I can do this, but it's a bit of a waste. Yeah, okay, rest in peace, wolf, and then... That should be fine, right? A serpent perhaps more deadly than man. Oh, nope, I'm dead, right? You've lost. Using this as a learning opportunity may be the only way to mitigate my disappointment. Get up. Get up from the table. Fetch me the candlestick from atop the barrel besides the door. Oh. Oh, this is weird. Oh, this is like really old school RPGs. Okay, that's cool. Oh, and I suppose this is the escape room aspect of it. Okay, I see. There's like a hammer, a lantern, and then a wand, what looks like? The candlestick from atop the barrel. Kinda just want to get a better look at you. What's going on? I think you have a beard. I see like little shiny frayed hairs everywhere, and then is that an eyebrow? Oh wait, is that? I think that's a horn. Yeah, look how far away it is from his face too. Okay, so this guy's not human then. Interesting. Okay, and then some more stuff around the room. What appears to be a globe with a different continental system. And then is the brown the land or is the blue the land? You know, that's kind of interesting to think about it, because to me it looks like the brown here is kind of land, which implies this world is mainly covered in dry landmass as opposed to ours. Huh. And then wolf in a cage. And then 3 candles, and you can put one out. Oh, and the smoke's pulling into a some form of light fixture, I suppose. Oh. You're just gonna stand there the whole time? You're not gonna like jump scare me or anything. It's very late. I'm in a very relaxed mood right now. I'd kind of just break my mind if you did that. A dresser. And then I assume that we don't have a key. Like a squirrel with a knife and 3 pulleys. Okay. I'm not really certain what's going on right now. Oh, can I just leave? No. Do you get upset if I'm trying to leave? No? You're relaxed? I think this is the candlestick you mean, right? Bring it here. Oh, what's that sound? Oh, your hand. Wait, is your... Wait a minute. Oh my god, how long is your arm? That wrist is in a neutral position. No, wait, I'm just being dumb. You could just have his arm like very far extended from his body. Okay. For a second, I thought he had like incredibly long arms. You're not... How patient are you? Are you just gonna wait for me? Wait. Is that your hand? A safe. Wait, how's your hand over here? That's your hand, right? Why can't I... Oh! Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Huh. So I'm just like looking around, making sure, okay. So how, oh, do you want me to put it down here? Now sit back down. Okay. You're quite a creepy lad, I'll be honest. Let me explain something to you. That was one of the 2 mistakes you can make here. If you make another mistake, I must sacrifice you. Oh. Okay, that's raised the stakes a bit. Now, where were we? What, you're just gonna gloss over what you're gonna do to me? Okay. The flighty elk, it moves after attacking. The conniving raven, a blight upon the skies. The monstrous grizzly, its form speaks enough of its efficacy. Huh. Sprinter, at the end of this owner's turn, a card bearing the sigil will move in the direction described in the sigil? So you go right or do you go down right? How does down right work? And you just fly. I mean, I want the big I kind of just want the big boy. The big boy kind of demolished me last time. Huh. A group of starving survivors stood around the dying campfire. "There's room for a creature around the fire," one said. "The warmth will enhance its power," said another. One survivor said nothing at all, but could not stop licking their lips. Okay. So this is just like... Okay, I mean, I can just make the turtle more powerful. No way you don't want to do it? I mean, I'll just go for turtle, I guess. The power of the river snapper was enhanced by the warmth. As one of the survivors began pulling a knife from their pocket, you withdrew. And then what I assume was a boss fight. The tree seemed to close in around you as the chillness descended. In the distance, you could hear the clinking of metal on stone. A hobbled figure stood in your path. Hee-haw, 'twas the Prospector. You put on a mask and you have a pickaxe. I am really loving... He's doing the Prospector again? The easy boss, the mule's key. I'm really loving this kind of like... DM experience... like creepy vibes this game's giving. Okay. Oh yeah, what were you saying? Man, I kinda just blanked on what you said. Prospector, easy boss, and then... Mule? I don't know, Coyote, and then if I put this in its way... You... back on the board. Oh wait, you have that thing. Can I... 05? Wait, what happens if something's in the way? This is the moving one, right? Okay, so you hit this guy. El Coyote, you hit that for 1 and 1, and then that should be better afterwards. Oh, it's a snapper. Okay, I think I just want to wait, right? Oh, maybe I should have grabbed the scroll instead. That's fine for now. I think I'll just wait one turn because I don't really want to sacrifice my wolf to summon this turtle. Dang nabbit, my mule. Okay. Oh, so the mule was protecting cars. I think that's what the guy was mentioning. The little stout. Yeah, just give me... The creature posing a card bearing the sigil loses 1 power. Why can't I... Oh, it's just one of these, and then... Oh, I have 3 squirrels? So I was farther ahead. I guess I'll just summon this guy for now. And then... Oh, I can't summon the elk. I should have done... Because I am assuming I can't draw blood from a boulder, right? And then... Okay, I think I'll just have to end turn. If I did that better, I could have had the Bullfrog and the elk, right? You have 1 health, and then... Seems like a bit of waste to use the insta-kill thing on this, but like... Oh, you know what? I can use the elk. Okay, so what happens if there's something in the way of this card? Does it move or does it not? when an empty space would be struck, a card bearing the sigil will move to that space to receive the strike instead. Okay. So you're a blocking card. Understood. How do I... Okay, I want to sacrifice this bullfrog for my wolf. Can I... So you're dead, right? I hope you didn't think it would be that easy. There's gold in them cards. Oh! Oh! Ah! Okay, gold, I've struck gold. Did you just kill all my minions? I mean, you're gold. Can I use you? No, you just killed everything. Okay, that seems a bit... I mean, busted, but what can I do? Huh. I mean, I still have my big, like, turtle thing. Oh, what was this? When an opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space, a card bearing the sigil will move to the empty space. Didn't we see this? Okay, I get you. You just... What happens if I do this? Because it's... Okay, so you're a blocker. No, you don't deal any damage, do you? Okay. I hear like clocks in the background, but that could just be pickaxes, smashing into the ground. You've put out an adder. Can I kill... Okay, if I hit an adder with an adder, does my own adder die because it touched an adder? Man, I just said the same word 3 times in a row. No, it doesn't. Okay, so it's only... I suppose when it hits the other one, then. Allow me to light your candles once more. I won't be killing you quite yet. Oh, here's something for everyone. You're the first in a while to overcome a boss. If you're in your chairs and you're slouching quite heavily, as I just discovered I am, because I feel like, oh my god, I feel like I'm bent over like a shrimp, I would highly recommend correcting yourself. And, you know, perhaps drink some tea while you're at it. As a reward, you are granted an opportunity to select a rare card. Choose carefully. Yeah, so this poor abandoned child, it does not die when sacrificed, but do you have the heart to try? Largely unimpressive specimen. This level of Brutus strength needs no explanation. So this is really reminding me of Slay the Spire, at least the movement, and like this is like normally you get a choice of 3 rewards after killing a boss there too. So I'm guessing maybe, well, I don't actually know which game came out first, so it could be them drawing inspiration from each other. Many lives. Okay, that's just... You're like really big, but like I don't... You cost 4 blood. Doesn't mean... I don't think I can... That seems really slow. And like really hard to get off, right? I mean, I have this thing, right? I'll take this one then, because that's just a cat. With the sound of the Prospector's pickaxe still ringing in your ears, you carried onwards. Okay. The rank smell of rotten mold permeated the humid air. Every step forward was answered by some nearby slip or slither. You tread cautiously into the wetlands. Okay. Huh. The watchful bullfrog, it leaps in the way of attacking flyers. The elusive otter, it submerges itself during my turn. The inviolable beehive, when it is attacked you will draw a bee. what do? Card bearing the sigil submerges itself during its opponent's turn. While submerged, opposing creatures can attack its owner directly? Opposing creatures... Oh, so like you don't block. That's your shtick. Okay, what about you? Once a card bearing the sigil is struck, a bee is created in your hand. A bee is defined as 1 power, 1 health, airborne. I mean, that doesn't seem too bad. I mean, I'll take it, why not? It's new. Okay, I think I still have 2 consumables, and this one's the item one, right? And then this one was the... Well, what was this one again? Oh, the stones, right? Wolf cub adder, strange larva or beehive. Oh yeah, I can put this thing on something else that's a little bit more tanky, right? So then I have a bunch of bees. I mean, how about the river snapper? You could be like a hive filled, like your shell could be a hive. And then like a bird? Oh, it's one of these. He's completely insane, you see that, right? No care for the rules, pathetic, really, enough. Only keeps me around to watch me suffer. So this guy's kind of a sadist. I need like a name for this guy. I can't just keep calling him... Actually, I haven't even called him anything, have I? Mr. Hands? Could be Hans. I'm gonna call you Hans. What's this? When opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space, a card bearing the sigil will move to an empty space. Ooh, I'm very tired and like my brain, that I just read that and my brain just refuses to process what I'm reading. Oh, it's that one thing we saw earlier. Okay, okay, can I... Wait, no, I should do you first, because you have, this. This spot, you sure? Did I mess up? Or are you just asking? And then, yeah, okay. Strange pupa? Oh, it's like a multi-evolution thing. Okay, that might be very slow then. That's kinda bad for us. I could do this and then kill that bullfrog. Okay, this sigil seems incredibly powerful. Because that just seems to give like you free massive action economy. Oh. Mothman? You're 7-3? Oh, no, you're not 7-3. No, you just deal 7-3. Oh my god. Okay, that's pretty good. Wait, are you just dead? Yeah, you are. Okay. How brutal of you. You dealt me more damage than you needed to win. However, in my game, such feats are rewarded. To be precise, a 2 to keep for each extra damage dealt. The trapper may be interested in your spoils. Huh. Okay, so we want to overkill him as much as possible. You were stopped along the way by a trapper looking to liquidate his pelts. There was something uncanny about his appearance, but you were quickly distracted by his wares. Care to look at me pelts? Take a pelt for your charge. See the quality? How do I... You're leaving already? Please, consider me pelts. I didn't want to leave, I was just trying to grab it. Oh, this helps us count. Okay, 10. I mean, we can just buy the good one, right? I mean, sure. Okay, can I... No, I need more teeth. How do I... Thanks for your business. I mean, the man assured you of the value of the pelts. They appear to be useless in a fight, but he mentioned that the trader further down the path would reward you for them. Okay. I mean, the stat upgrade thing seems really good. The warm light of a campfire was a welcome sight, though the 10 hungry eyes around it dampened the greeting. Warm a creature by the fire, enhance its health, said one? Sure. You really don't seem to want to do this. Is this like bad? Also, are all these cards sentient? Because like you're moving in like your frame slower somewhat. Huh. Or like do all the cards have to wake up? I mean, your eyes are also oh no, I think you're glowing because you're combined. I mean, because if you survive one more turn, it'd be better, right? Or wait, if you upgrade into a stronger form, do you also get the benefit from the additional stats, or does your initial form does? Spotting a few of the survivors drooling, you have made a hasty retreat with your wolf club. I missed the first one. I think I clicked through them. That's unfortunate, but I'll live with it. It's a mistake I can live. There's a way out for both of us. It's somewhere in this fell cabin. Be silent or I will tear you to shreds. Oh, this actually goes into my deck. Okay, that's kind of bad then, right? Because they don't have any stats, so it's just like card fluff. Kingfisher. What's this one? Okay. Hand? Okay, I wanted to shake your hand or something. 2 and 1. Alright, Hans? I think I understand your game. It's not too complicated. So if I do this... Wait, no. Oh, I guess it's a blocking card for free, but... I'd rather just take out a squirrel, right? Because that's free? Or I guess you have 3 health. Okay. Enough. You. Oh, I can't afford you. I could use this thing. And then... I can't hit these, right? So there's no point in me... I mean, I guess it doesn't matter where I put it, because if I can't hit them and they're flying so they can't hit me... Actually, you know, it's... Because then this way I'll always have a positive 2 on my lane. Like, always positive 2 health per round. Okay. It's not too complicated then. River Otter. Card bearing this... Okay, it's this one. I mean, I'll just put this out. Why not? Okay. And then a ballot booth. Okay. You encountered a small outpost in the woods tended by a mysterious woman. It was the trader that the old trapper had mentioned. Her appearance was unsettling, but you were mollified by her offerings. What the hell does that word mean? Do you mind if I examine those pelts of yours? Let's start with your hair pelts. Here's what I can offer. I can trade you any of these, take your time. Oh, okay, so this is like currency. Okay, so these clog up your deck, but you can get cards for them later. Bifurcated strike. A card bearing the sigil will strike each opposing space to left and right with a space across from it. I'll be honest, I'm going to guess the first couple episodes of this game are going to be quite slow as I take my time and really learn the cards and then see what's good. I also don't really know how a roguelike will fit into this episodic format now I think about it. I do know it has, apparently I will know when the story is over and has a definitive end. But we'll see, I suppose. I might just do 1 or 2 runs a day depending on how quickly or slowly I do this. Worthy sacrifice. A card bearing the sigil is counted as 3 blood rather than 1 blood when oh, that's good. My card bearing the sigil will block an opposing creature bearing the airborne sigil. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a dam is created on each empty adjacent space. A dam is defined as 0 power and 2 health. Oh, that seems really good. Like a big block. Many lives. When a card bearing the sigil sacrifices and not perish, that one's quite good. Bees within. Once a card bearing the sigil is struck, a bee is created in your hand. The bee is defined as 1 power, 1 health, airborne. It's kind of between this one and this one. I like the idea of being a bit more defensive. Is that a golden pelt? Magnificent. Oh, you offer us, okay, pack rat. When a card bearing the sigil is played, you will receive a random item as long as your pack is not full. I mean, that seems incredibly good. Oh, we have this one, child 13. You're just a cat, and then big boy. I mean, the channel profile is a rat. I gotta go for it. These pelts are most excellent. My thanks. I have a slight affinity for rats because, and I'm certain most of you won't understand this. Let's upgrade my stats. I find them quite cute. I like how intelligent they are. Warm a creature by the fire. Enhance its health, said a hungry survivor. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you're just gonna be like a big blocky tanky card, I could upgrade you. Or, no, let's upgrade the rat because your stats are kind of low, but I want to play you for the item, right? The fire warmed a wary pack rat and enhanced its health. You suspected the intentions of the survivors were less than pure. With your pack rat in tow, you retreated into the woods. Oh, he's like completely stopped. Hans has stopped giving me any real tutorials, so I think we're into the main game. How long can we... Oh, speaking of Hans, how long does this go on? Kingfisher. Coyote and Kingfisher. I can't hit these two, but I can hit the coyote, right? Okay, let me... You have 3 health, so you can tank 1 hit. Oh, did you keep the... Yeah, it shows your health is damaged, so I think you keep the +2 health when you got it as a cub. Okay. Oh, did I neglect to mention overkill damage? Excess damage is not wasted. It carries over to the card behind the mangled corpse of the victim. Lucky for you. Okay, so that's useful. Oh, we're getting quite low on health, though. Oh, you know what, though? We do have this big boy. Oh my god, this guy is so beefy now. Maybe I should probably should have spread out the upgrades a bit more. Oh, you're free. Can I sacrifice you? I think you're dead, right? 9 health? We have like a total of 10 on the scale, so... And then... Gems in a box. You must make a different kind of choice now. Choose not a specific beast, but decide the cost that you wish to pay. Oh, okay, I wish I could see my deck. I mean, we have a bunch of 2-cost cards, so some 1-cost cards could be good. A random card with a cost of 1. What were you expecting? I mean, this is good anyway since it gives me ramps, so it'll help me even if it's not early on. Okay. I like these 5. Ooh. That was weird, kinda went, staticky. The crackling fire lit the starving faces of a group of survivors. We have not food, one said, but perhaps one of your creatures will join us. Yeah, okay, I think... Oh, your attack, actually. You really don't want to do it, but like, I would love for you to be a 2/3. I mean, you're my only sentient card, right? I guess it's probably better to treat you, cause like, maybe, I feel like the psychological horror aspect of the game is probably heavily related to the whole cause like, I'm assuming we're making living creatures fight to their death, cause he mentioned yeah, okay, so now you're useful. They mentioned it felt pain. As one of the survivors began, yeah. He mentioned its pain was real, right? And then, oh, we're already at a new boss. I need to stop rambling. Okay. One moment. My boss battles are high-stakes tests of your aptitude. With one flame, you will either overcome them or die. Fear not, I will let you keep the smoke. A foul smell invaded your nostrils and caused your throat to seize. A hulking man sat by a brackish pond with his feet submerged in the dark water. He pulled a hook from a pile of rotten fish and arose to his feet. I am the angler. Go fish. Oh, there's a bunch of fish hanging. Oh, you kind of have like it's similar to the pickaxe guy. Kingfisher, so... What's this? Can I mean, I can. Which fish heart choose? Oh, you're doing something to that. Are you gonna kill it? Okay. I mean, I could put out the wolf. Fresher fish, easy choose. Oh! Okay, so you're just trying to kill one at a time. I get it. Okay, you constantly kill stuff throughout the round then. I get it. You're... In comparison to, I suppose, what was his name? The Prospector? Oh, I'm already at mine now. Go fish. 2 health. That's kind of... Wait, do I have lethal? No, you stole my... No, my cat deals 1 damage. Okay. Okay, that's not too... Oh yeah. I forgot. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, okay, too fast, too soon. The hell's that? Oh, wait. that doesn't seem fair what just happened. That's... 4, 6... Oh, you can't even fly over. Okay, so I'm just dead, right? How the hell am I supposed to... I think I'm just dead. Like, I don't think I have a recourse, right? So if I do this, and then... I do this... Locked on both sides, no dams for your beaver. Oh yeah, that's true. I probably should play the wolf, but like, I think it does... Oh wait, this is, Oh! Oh god, a well-earned point of damage. Oh god, I really don't like... I didn't think you'd really do it. I didn't know that's what that would do. Yeah, I really don't like that type of self-mutilation stuff. I mean, I think I'm just dead. Oh no, there's over... Oh wait, no, I'm dead. Oh? Wait, no, still dead. Gave myself a bit of false hope there, okay. I don't think I'm supposed to win this fight, because that doesn't seem possible. Yeah, look at that, it just kept even piling on coins, or teeth, I suppose. Huh, go fish. You aren't dead yet. This isn't purgatory. Though you may think of it that way. Before you expire, I must ask you a favor. I would like a memento. I feel like this guy's a serial killer. Your own very own death card. It's quite plain at the moment, isn't it? We'll work together to amend that. I want this to be the perfect memento of... Yeah, he even speaks like one. Here are some cards from your mediocre deck. You don't gotta roast me, dude. We can put them to good use. Please choose a card to draw the cost from. 1, I guess. A blood cost of 1. And another. This time I will use its power and health, the numbers. I guess we just want to make it as strong as possible, right? 3 and 2. Now choose a card from which we'll extract the sigils. Oh, oh, can I... Oh no, this just lets me flip through the rulebook. Okay. How many... Oh, there's quite a lot. Okay, I think I will deal with that later. I mean, a free item seems really good. A sigil of trinket bearer from the pack rat. I never did ask you your name. What's my YouTube name again? Okay, it is not right. How did I forget that? Oh my god. There is now but one final matter. The portrait. Are you ready? You do not need to smile. Fuck, that's bright. Oh my god. God, just got Men in Black flashed. Here we go again. Another challenger. Okay, so he just killed me. Perhaps this time. Okay. Can I... Yeah, I can. I think I'm gonna end the things here for now. Oh wow, we've been going pretty much exactly an hour. Thank you all so much for watching, as per usual. Unfortunately, I don't think I won't be able to daily upload for roughly a couple of days while I'll be out on a trip, but I will be uploading sporadically. Anyhow, once again, thank you all for watching. Have a fantastic day, and check your posture and make sure you're hydrated. Anyway, goodbye.